Tommy Topdecker back in the house once again with another video just for you. And today, folks, I'm here with a follow-up video. Last time I showed you how to open CGC cases, how to get your cards out. And you know what? Since then, there's been a little story that's broken. Folks are claiming that they can get these cases open without any evident damage to the outside. Unlike this case where I clearly damaged it. They claim that they can use tools to basically pry this open, replace the legitimate card, replace it with a fake card, replace it with a lower grade card, seal it up, maybe glue the sides, close it up, and boom, no one can tell that it's been resealed. Well, folks, when I heard this claim, it took me about 3 seconds to look at my case here and realize that this claim is completely bogus. There's absolutely nothing wrong, nothing defective with these CGC trading card cases. So, folks, if you can't see it with your own eyes, let me point it out to you. So, this case has welds all around the edges, but there are also internal welds. There is a weld right here in the bottom right of this paper logo, and there's another weld right here in the bottom right of the card area. And folks, you may notice, as you can see, you can clearly see that this weld has been broken because the case was opened, and this weld has been broken, and there is clearly a white mark there. So this is a very evident mark that this case was open. And again, folks, in the bottom right, you can see that this case was open because the weld mark is broken. Now, if we pull out some cases that have not been tampered with, here's a fast bond, and you can see, folks, it is very clean here. That weld is clean. That weld has not been tampered with. It's very clean here. That weld at the bottom right has not been tampered with. Here's another card. Let's look at the Chaos Orb here, folks. We have a Chaos Orb. And again, you can see this case was not tampered with. This weld is not broken. And again, this weld is not broken here. So this case, folks, has not been tampered with. This one clearly has been tampered with. And for folks to miss this and claim that this case here, ignoring the damage at the top, is indistinguishable from a legit case is just bogus, folks. And it shows that kind of the Timmy attitude going along here. Folks that maybe started collecting last month, they didn't know anything about cards, they didn't know anything about grading. They're going to come here and claim that this case is somehow indistinguishable from a legit case. Folks, totally bogus. Like I said, 5 seconds to see that, folks. And if you don't believe me, let me go ahead and pop another case right here. I'm going to go ahead live on camera, folks. I'm going to pop open my fast bond because I was going to pop it open anyway. So let me just let me pop this open for you. And again, folks, you know, I don't have lady nails here. You know what? Maybe I don't have the sub-micron screwdriver to pry this thing open. So I'm just going to damage the case on the outside. It doesn't matter. What I'm here to show you is the weld. So first, prior to cracking, notice that you see it's very clean here. Very clean here. It's all around very clean. All right? And when I crack this open, after I crack this open, you're going to see how those welds just pop open, and it's very apparent. So let me pull out my tool from last time, my edge trimmer here. And again, folks, the way you open these cases, you just the damaging way, folks, is you just create basically a puncture here, and then you get a screwdriver, some tool here, and you just pry it open. So, folks, once I start to pry this open here, let's see. When I start to pry this open, okay, right there, boom. I started to pry it open. What do you see? Immediately, right away, folks, you see that weld mark. So, if you buy a card, if you buy a case, a graded card, and the case has any kind of marking like this, I don't care who it's from, BGS, PSA, anyone. If you see a mark like that, you know right away that it's been tampered with. And folks, let's just go ahead and finish it off. Because, you know, at this point, I mean, I've hardly cracked the case at all. And already, this weld mark is very, very apparent. Very apparent. So if I continue to open it up, folks, we'll see what I'm talking about here. Let's just open the whole case, all right? We did this last time, I know we did this last time. We'll do it again here. We'll do it again just for fun. All right. So, folks, just cracking it. All right, there, folks. So we got our case open. Let's set our fast bond aside here. All right, come out of here, fast bond. You know, I've noticed a couple of these cards got stuck here. They kind of stick. There's no glue on the back, but they just get stuck a little bit. I wonder why that is. Anyway, it's not such a big deal. All right, there we go. There's my fast bond came out. All right, so folks, here's the case I just cracked. And if we were to try and reseal this, ignore the damage. I didn't try and pry this out with no damage. Ignore the damage. And what do you see, folks? You see that weld mark right there. You see that weld mark, and you see it is completely broken. And you see more weld marks around here too, but it's most apparent right there and right there. So again, if I were to take my fast bond out, let's say, and replace it with a fake fast bond, pretend this is a fake fast bond, and I sealed this up. You know, I sealed this up again. You would clearly see that weld mark right there, which has been opened. All right, so basically, completely bogus. There's no way this would ever pass. Even if you glue this perfectly, the case was in perfect condition. There's no way you could get this by anyone who is not a complete Timmy. All right, if someone basically, if they're fooled by this, they shouldn't be in the business. All right, they don't know what they're doing, because you know what? As old as cards are themselves, as old as a hobby, and I don't mean the hobby of Pokemon cards or the hobby of Magic cards. I mean baseball cards, folks. People have been collecting baseball cards since before Magic, before Pokemon, before any of this stuff, folks. There's every trick in the book. Folks have tried. Folks have tried to counterfeit every PSA case, every BGS case, and you know what? There's always a way to detect it. There always has been, and there always will be. And you know what? So these cases, some people expect, oh wow, you opened the case without damaging the case. It must be something broken with the case. No, folks, that's not how it works. Because these are not tamper-proof cases. They're tamper-evident cases. And it's evident. It is evident to everyone who is not a Timmy that this case was tampered with. So, folks, I hope you learned something what tamper-evident means. And another thing. So if you get a card in the mail and it's been graded, I don't care who you got it from, where you got it, whatever. You cannot just assume. You cannot assume that the card is legit just because, it comes in a fancy case. No matter who the card was graded by, you've got to inspect the case. You've got to look for things. You got to say, all right, is the seal here broken? Let's try and open this. Let's listen to it. Oh, wow, it's doing squeaks. What's going on here? Oh, hey, look, that weld. What's that about? If you're not doing that, you're going to get ripped off sooner or later, folks, because people have been trying these tricks forever. And people have been getting scammed forever, too. On the baseball card side, not so much on the Magic side, but it's going to start happening, Same on the Pokemon side, too. And you know what? PSA, BGS, CGC, everybody. If you're not careful, folks, if you don't actually inspect what you're buying, then you're going to get hosed. Because as they say, as Elite Code 3 says, you buy the card, but you sell the grade. In other words, basically, you're not buying a case, you're buying a card. So always inspect what you're buying. Don't get hosed. Don't be fooled by fancy cases, folks. You got to inspect what you're buying. You're going to get hosed. So, folks, I hope this was an educational video. I hope you learned something. I hope you realize now that basically you got to be a little bit careful. You cannot just assume that everything is legit just because, it looks legit on the surface. You got to look a little bit closer, and you got to see those welds there. Broken. Clearly broken. So, folks, it's been Tommy Topdecker, and I just want to say, I reiterate my 5-star grade of CGC trading cards. I gave a review before. I said it's a great service, and I reiterate that is a great service. There's nothing wrong with these cases. Whether they're easy to open or not, they're tamper evident. They work as designed, and it's a great service. And if you're a Timmy and you can't figure out this was tampered with, then folks, you shouldn't be collecting cards. So that's all I got to say. It's been Tommy Topdecker. I'm out.